The Asia Pacific Golf Summit moving along. Can you update us on the latest developments and who's coming and what else we can expect?
We got Gary Player, one of the greatest golfers that the world has ever seen, and it was nice to see the man bow out in grand style at the US Masters. And then, as though that wasn't enough, we hit a windfall, and we get Jack Nicklaus, perhaps the most powerful man in golf today. So we've got Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus. This is perhaps the only event where these two megastars will be making an appearance. As though that's not enough, we've got Peter Dawson, who is the secretary of the R&A, and Peter will not be physically present, but he will be making a special video announcement of golf being admitted into the Olympic Games. And I think that's going to have a tremendous effect, particularly with the growth of the game in Asia, vis-a-vis the way the governments react. So all in all, it's looking very, very good. Interest has been outstanding, particularly from golf clubs, green superintendents, owners and operators. So we're looking forward to a really outstanding event.
And some of the topics that are going to be discussed?
Well, the general theme is focused on protecting an investment in your golf course. And millions go into golf courses. I would imagine that hundreds of millions of dollars have been invested in the golf courses in Asia today. But sadly, there are a lot of people who are involved in this industry who don't realize that a golf course is a living presence. It's all about turf, and turf requires special care. You need properly trained people to look after it. What happens is, to put everything into a nutshell, you get the big designers who come out and they design a fabulous course. And then they hand it over to the owner. And the owner perhaps has, preconceived ideas as to how he's going to sort of, be generating tons and tons of cash, failing to realize that he starts taking shortcuts and compromises. In so doing, invariably what happens is, the golf course suffers. If you don't have a properly trained green superintendent who understands agronomy, or at least the basics of agronomy, you know what's going to happen? You're going to use the wrong fertilizers, the wrong pesticides, the wrong cultural practices. The list just goes on. It becomes a litany of woes. So I think this is what we want to try and correct, or at least make an attempt to correct. So we're going to focus on protecting the massive investment in golf courses. Club managers also need to understand that it is just not about having a physical facility that looks like a palace. It's all about the services that you provide to your members. Are the services good enough to get your members to come back? What kind of loyalty programs do you have in place? Isn't it frustrating if you're a member of a club, and you're there 4 times a week? Has it ever dawned upon these club managers to give you at least 1 or 2 bonus games free of charge every month? It's a loyalty program. So these are the type of things that we're trying to get these people to start thinking in terms of. So this summit is going to be all about operational matters, whether it refers to turf matters, whether it refers to the management of a club, or whether it refers to the training of human resources. And then on the final day, we're going to have heavy hitters like Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, who are going to look at future directions. Because these are experienced people, and these are people who really know what the lay of the land in Asia. So we hope that they will share their vision for the growth of the game of golf, as they see it, and how it's going to impact this part of the world.
And I know this is October the 26th to the 28th. I know you've made a few visits to the Putrajaya International Convention Center. Fantastic facility.
Incredible facilities. You got to see it to believe it. It is purpose built. It's the problem that we have is, what are we going to do next year? after staging the event at Putrajaya World Trade International Convention Center. So, folks, if you haven't already signed up, visit www.golfconference.org and you get all of the details relating to the summit right there on the website.